9 Americans dead, 3 women and 6 children hit by Mexican drug lords. A 13-year-old boy walked 23 miles to get help for the others. And now U.S. politicians are willing to run through walls to serve up justice, it seems.
This is the time for Mexico, with the help of the United States, to wage war on the drug cartels and wipe them off the face of the earth. We merely await a call from your great new president.
The Mexican government can't protect Americans inside of Mexico, then America may have to take matters into our own hands. This is only 50 miles away from our southern border. We can certainly defend American citizens inside of Mexico if Mexico is not willing or able to do so.
Is the senator suggesting that the United States send authorities or perhaps even troops into sovereign Mexico? Now, the perpetrators of this heinous crime may be subject to a high-profile murder trial. But are we overlooking something? This was a Mormon family slaughtered with 223 Remington rifles made in America. Over 200,000 firearms are smuggled from the USA to Mexico every year. This comes at horrific cost to society south of the border. In 2018 alone, the Mexican police opened 33,000 different homicide investigations. That's a higher rate of homicide than conflict-hit Syria. Mexican law makes it near impossible for civilians to legally purchase guns. In fact, there is only one store in Mexico that actually sells firearms. But yet, the Mexican drug cartels continue to get their hands on high-tech weaponry.
The biggest percentage of weapons that arrive to Mexico come from the United States of America because the arms are produced in the United States and the costs of transporting them to Mexico are the lowest ones. So that's very logical. Of course, there is a double standard. If the United States does not want this to happen, or they want to protect their borders, also they would be interested in limiting the access of arms or place some restrictions on the sale of arms and also on the possession of arms in hands of cartels or who's going to be buying these arms. It's a hypocrisy in that sense.
The Office of Government Accountability in the United States has documented that 70% of the weapons seized by the Mexican police originated in the United States. Mexican leaders have long urged the USA to crack down on the flow of weapons into their country. However, attempts to do so far have failed for decades. Here's the thing. Mexico is certainly dangerous, or at least that's the message that Donald Trump rang out pretty loudly on the campaign trail in 2016.
Nearly 180,000 illegal immigrants with criminal records ordered deported from our country are tonight roaming free to threaten peaceful citizens. When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime.
Drugs like heroin and cocaine are flowing over the Mexican border into the United States. However, the gangs that are executing people, resisting law enforcement, and transporting those drugs are armed with guns that originally flowed in the opposite direction.
The United States has to deal with its addiction problem, with this problem of consumption, not just like focusing on the supply side of things, but also on the demand. And treating this as a public health issue would be a good idea to start with this. Also limit the sales of arms, not just like benefiting those businesses that also benefit the economy of the United States, and cooperating with Mexico, providing information to do financial intelligence in a more appropriate way, and really participating in anti-money laundering strategy.